Hello and welcome to the Daily Millwall for Wednesday, the 18th of May, 2022. In today's Millwall news, training camp pre-season is. They seem to be working on it, and they're telling us what they're actually planning to do. So this is from a London News Online.co.uk, the South London Press's online website. It says Millwall to have training camp in Ireland at Fota Island as part of preparations for 2022-23 season. Interesting. Millwall will have a training camp in Ireland as part of their preparations for the 22-23 Championship season. The Lions will base themselves at Fota Island in Cork Harbour for 5 or 6 days. Millwall's players are due to report back from their summer breaks around June 22, with the new campaign starting on July 30th. The EFL's schedule is set to change this summer due to the World Cup taking place in Qatar over a 5-week period in November and December. Championship clubs will stop playing on November the 12th and then resume on December the 10th. The resort is tailor-made for football teams and this kind of training. The type of training facilities are really good, said Millwall boss Rowett. We've done Scotland the last couple of years and that's been excellent. We just fancied a slight change. The players will probably be back for 3 or 4 days of testing to see where they are at. And then we'll head off for 5 or 6 days and have that time together as a group to build some principles and foundations for what we want ahead. There will be 2 or 3 sessions a day. We won't play an opponent in Ireland. We'll play an internal game between ourselves. Playing with yourselves, huh? Then of course we will then build in the games program when we get back. That will have a varying degree of teams and challenges. We'll try and play some teams that have a little bit of possession and some where we'll have more possession. Some teams at a better level, some teams at a lesser level, a little bit of everything really. We've got a good 5.5 weeks to work, and that's what we usually like to do. That's enough. Those plans are already in place and organised. We now need to get a squad together that can bed in and get to know each other while we're over there. So interesting stuff. They tell us where they're going, but then they say they won't be having any games there, so don't book your holidays over there, your Ryanair flights or your EasyJets, because they're saying they won't have a game. Now, they probably won't. Now, sometimes when they go to these training camps, there are other teams there as well. I know the ones in the Algarve, they are, and we sometimes play other teams at the pitch on the training ground, so maybe they could do that. I know for a fact that Stoke City are actually going to this same facility. I don't know if they'll be at the same time as Millwall, but maybe we might be playing Stoke, but all behind closed doors, and then maybe they'll show it on recast. They want to get a few more shekels out of you, or maybe they'll just tell you afterwards, or show you the highlights and let you pay for that on recast. So there you go, we're going to Ireland. And now, moving on to this. So Alex Pearce, club captain, even though he didn't play, he played like 3 games last season, has gone off. He's gone off, he's left. So who's going to be the captain? Well, this is from news@den.co.uk, and we might find out if we read this. Millwall manager on club captaincy post, with Alex Pearce set to exit the Lions this summer. Rowett hasn't decided who will officially replace Alex Pearce as club captain, but admitted it is something he has yet to think about. Pearce, 33, will leave at the end of his contract this summer after 3.5 seasons and 81 appearances. Shaun Hutchinson was on pitch skipper when Pearce didn't play, and Jake Cooper's worn the armband when Hutchinson has been absent. So it seems there is a line of succession. And if you break that line, you will probably piss a few people off and end up with the Battle of Hastings. So there is set to be plenty of changes made to the squad this summer, with replacements potentially needed for Pearce and Daniel Ballard in defence. At the moment, Hutch is the team captain when Pearce has not been there, and then Coops is next in line, Rowett said. But it's not something I've given much thought to at the moment. Depending on who we sign and the dynamics of the squad, we'll have to try and make sure that remains on merit at the start of the season. At this moment in time, it's not something that I've necessarily felt the need to change, but they are 2 really experienced players who've done brilliant for me. I think there will be a big responsibility for those two to step up those leadership roles even more next year, regardless of what we do in terms of titles. These two will be leaders anyway. So there you have it. So it looks set to be Hutchinson, but you never know. You never know. If you don't give it to him, will we be a bit pissed off and miffed? Maybe if he's injured at the start of the season and he's going to miss a few games, and you probably. But if he's like, but you gave it to Alex Pearce and he didn't even play any games, so there you have it. We will see. So I told you yesterday that we got news all the way from Nigeria about one of the scholarship lads signing a pro deal, and that was Chinockley. And today we have two more. So these are leaking out. They're not coming through Millwall. They're coming through the players themselves, from other sources, from social media and whatnot. So the club's still working on putting a full list together. So we'll see what they come up with. But we do know. So we know about Chinockley, and now we know about this one. This is from news@den.co.uk. That there in the picture is Tom Leahy, and that is there. That picture is from the last under-23 game of last season. So even though he's an under-18 player, he's already featuring for the under-23s. He come on as a sub in this game and scored the winning goal against Sheffield United under-23s, which is nice, isn't it? So let's have a relive. So young Millwall attacker nets first professional deal after a prolific season for Lions underage sides. Millwall's Tom Leahy has signed his first professional deal with the club. Leahy, 18, bagged 16 goals and 15 assists last season, including in the FA Youth Cup against Sheffield United last season. I think that's a typo there. I don't know what's happening there. So I think they went to say last season again, but realised that would be the syntax wouldn't go on that. So last season, including in the FA Youth Cup against Sheffield United, as the Lions exited on penalties. Lee posted a photo on Twitter with the head of Academy, Scott Fitzgerald. Millwall are expected to announce their retained list this week. Yeah, and I'm sure the players, they all already know already. Probably one of the worst things in football is telling the youth players that they're being released. Yeah, I'm sure they've already been told, and it's just a matter of time before it all comes out. But we're getting it out in dribs and drabs, the ones who've signed. So here we go. This is Tom Leahy on Twitter. I'm happy to announce that I've signed my first professional contract with Millwall FC. Looking forward to what the future holds. There you go. I think Doubled Sports, that looks like that's his agent there. Doubled Sports, or maybe one of his academy or something. So yeah, there he is, signing on the dotted line, and that was sent at 8:40 a.m. Did they make him wake up super early just to go in to sign the contract, or did he take this the day before? I don't know. It seems very bright there, so that's probably the day before. So yeah, there you have it. Another signing from scholarships to the under 23s, and that wasn't the only signing today. From making a jump up to the under 23s and getting their first pro deal, we now have another player who I was very impressed with in that Sheffield Wednesday game when I watched it down at the Den, and this is it, Kamal Grant. So this is from Kinetic Foundation, and they say, this is from Instagram, they say, we're delighted to announce that Kinetic graduate Kamal Grant has signed for Millwall FC. Grant became our 40th signing to a professional club that has been on our academy program when he joined Sheffield United back in December 2019. So yeah, he was released from Sheffield United, I think earlier earlier this season, and we picked him up. I think he played in 3 games for us, and seemed really well. Seemed to do really well. So phenomenal athletic capacity. Defends really well. There's a great header of the ball. He has every attribute to go far in the game. Really happy that since leaving Sheffield United, he's found the next step in his career. He will be close to home, which is important for him, and hopefully he's found the right place that he can really kick on now at Millwall, who will be next. And so yeah, this Kinetic Foundation is one of these things that popped up, quite a few of them. They pick up kind of youngsters and kind of train them on. They have like links with they do the football stuff, and I think Kinetic have a lot of links with the Harris academies in and around South London, and they do sort of probably like an A level or an AS level, whatever they're called now. They changed the name of them again. What was it back in the old day? O levels, weren't they? GCEs. They keep changing the name of it to confuse everyone. But so I think they do A levels at the schools, and then they do football training at this academy. And yeah, that seems to be how it's done now. You don't just go into non-league football. Non-league football is kind of like passe, to be honest. Yeah, it's either for players who weren't good enough to get on professional clubs' books in the first place, or ones that kind of had their moment, didn't really do it, and kind of dropped out. So the new way forward seems to be these foundations and academies. I think Glenn Oddle might have kicked it all off with his one in Spain. I don't know if he sees one. I think he's involved with it. Yeah, so we've seemed to have picked up Kamal Grant from this after he got released from Sheffield United, and he's involved with this Kinetic Foundation. So yeah, he's really impressed with him, especially the free kicks. Sean O'Brien and him, I don't know if they've been working on it or what. It's very well drilled. So if he can bring that into his game, that would be good. But what we've seen with Gary Rowett over the last season is that if you're an under 23 player and you're anywhere half decent, they're going to look to loan you out, because under 23 football will only develop you so far. To get the real experience, you need to get the real experience, and that is league football, either I would say probably National League or above. That's what you need to be at. So we'll see how he does, and if he does really well, we'll probably won't see him at Millwall. We'll see him on loan at a conference side. So good luck with that. So there you have it. That is it for your Millwall news today. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.